I really do feel that LegalMatch was one of the greatest advantages that I had starting out as an attorney. I remember asking a number of other attorneys that was working with at the time, had they ever used the service, and they hadn't. And they were skeptical only because they were so used to doing it kind of the old-fashioned way. Let's put up the billboards, let's get on the radio, let's get on TV ads. And those ways are all great and they all help. And I'm still expanding into those ways as we speak. But when you're first starting out, you really need to kind of focus on developing your own strategies for how you're going to succeed, and for making sure that you're only growing at the rate that you yourself can handle. So instead of going out and spending a whole bunch of money on advertising on the outside source to try and get clients, you don't know what clients you're getting. Something like LegalMatch is a godsend, and I'm very thankful that I found it. Like I said, I know my past answer is probably really long. It's the truth, but in addition to giving me a constant and steady supply of wonderful, strong cases that I could choose from in an easy to digest format that just made my job so much easier as far as the intake process goes, it also gave me the confidence to know that I could keep doing this thing on my own in the first place. Being an attorney and going off on your own, if you've never done it, can be a scary proposition. But knowing that you have clients that are there, knowing that the staff at LegalMatch is always willing to help you if you want to spread out and go into a different region in the country, for instance, if you want to increase your caseload, decrease your caseload, that they're always willing to help, and that they're incredibly informative and incredibly helpful. Excellent. That's a great question. And so I think similarly, having the cases already pre-screened, having everything be sort of automated, having the ability to simply reach out by telephone has helped tremendously. My story is a little bit different because Social Security, after March 2020, for a while was exclusively doing telephone hearings, and then they started doing video hearings subsequently, and now they've started doing very, very sparse hearings that are in person, but they're mostly telephone. And so that format, at least in my case, worked tremendously well with the format of the information that I was getting from LegalMatch. It helped tremendously. So I think that what I like the best is the presentation of information. Now, any first or second or any attorney whatsoever, regardless of what year you're in doing this thing, will tell you that the more time you're spending on administrative tasks that you yourself may not necessarily be best suited for, the less time you're spending on the things that you really need to be doing, whether it's drafting briefs, prepping clients for hearings, getting ready for that sort of thing. And so the wonderful thing about LegalMatch is it actually does the heavy lifting when it comes to intake. They've already talked to these clients. You already have the base information. You already have a significant amount of information, typically about the nature of not just their claim, their conditions, in my case, as a Social Security attorney, but also their kind of procedural history, like where they are in the process. Had they just filed? Are they at the hearing level? Are they looking to appeal to the appeals council at a federal court? I knew all of that information with pretty much every single case that I was referred by LegalMatch. And so it saved tremendous amounts of time and allowed me to spend more time doing what I feel that I do best, which is helping my clients as an attorney, thinking my way around the problems, coming up with the stories we needed to win, and arguing our stories in briefs and in the hearing rooms. The leads were rolling in on a rolling basis. I was never short. I have never been short on leads for LegalMatch. I got them daily, and oftentimes I had a choice of anywhere from 10 to 15 different cases to choose to try to attack. It was kind of like this really, really helpful buffet of strong potential cases. And so I literally, and since I've been working with LegalMatch, going all the way back to 2021, There was never a time where lack of clients was ever an issue for me. I always have and have had a steady supply of my clients. So what I have been noticing is that the the percentage is somewhere around 50 or 60% for me, which is absolutely fantastic as far as my business goes. And honestly, a lot of times that number is that number because I can't take as many as I might like without expanding more, which I'm looking to do in the next year or so. And so the cases that I am given, these clients have already sort of had a little bit of information given to them as well. And so when I finally make contact with them, they know what they're looking for. I know what's going on with them. I give them my pitch and we make our decision as to whether or not we go forward. I know that one of the main other lead generating systems that I've been using was by referral by other attorneys. And one thing that I think LegalMatch has as an advantage over what you may get from other attorneys is consistency. The amount of information, the category and the character of the information I was getting from LegalMatch was always the same with every single case. There may be slightly more on some and slightly less on the others, but I always knew the basic information I needed to be able to make an initial determination prior to talking to them whether or not this might be a fruitful case to take on. And it's wonderful to have these relationships with other attorneys that would be willing to send you potential clients and for potential business. However, it doesn't give you the chance to pre-screen. It doesn't give you the chance to sort of organize your approach. Not only does LegalMatch give me consistent information, but it gives me greater control over how I can schedule my day and keeps me from having to get out of brief writing mode or opening statement mode and into intake call unexpectedly. And so I think that's also an incredible asset. I use it every day. I make sure that I am monitoring what my firm can handle, and I stay in communication with the wonderful people that we've been working with at LegalMatch to try and see, all right, it's time to, I think we may want to expand into a little bit of a different area. Maybe we want to start looking into, for instance, more federal cases in addition to the ones that we have. Maybe we want to start reaching into other states. And so that's one of the things that LegalMatch is really, really helpful for, the incredible degree of flexibility. And like I've said, I know as Social Security is kind of a niche area of law, but being able to expand my reach to cater to a particular type of disability, to aim for clients at a particular stage in the disability process are all incredibly nimble changes that I can make. I would tell them to absolutely do it. To even if they're really on the fence and they're nervous about it, just find a scale that works for them effectively and then absolutely go for it. Because once they start to experience the ease with which they're getting these intakes, the frequency with which they're getting the intakes, and the support that if they're not getting the frequency that they need, or if they're not getting the quality of leads that they need, they can go and talk and maybe revamp the approach that they have. They can expand their search if they're able to do so. And so between being able to have this incredibly efficient program, save you a ton of time, give you a steady stream of clients, as it has for me in Social Security, and being able to be flexible with the way that I do what I do at any given moment, and have an incredible support and team there to help me if anything did go wrong.